high-definition TV tomorrow at 10.
Tom Cameron Swayze.
Brett Huntley. David Brink. John Shannon.
Tom Brokaw.
Maximum force, a new promise to end brutality in Iraq on the first full day of a new government. Nagin wins in New Orleans, what his re-election means for one of the biggest reconstruction efforts in U.S. history. Heartache in horse racing, a champion's career over. Can surgeons save Barbaro's life? And wild things, growing fears over a menacing threat in Florida.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with John Siegenthaler.
Good evening, everyone. On this first full day of Iraq's new unity government, there was a promise from the Iraqi Prime Minister to use what he called maximum force to stop the violence. But there were new attacks today. A bombing in Baghdad killed at least 19 people, raising questions about whether the new government can accomplish what U.S. forces have been unable to do in the past 3 years. NBC's Jim Masada is in Baghdad.
Day one of Iraq's new government, but in the streets of Baghdad, at least 19 more Iraqis were killed by mortars, bombs, and drive-by shootings. Among today's victims, a 4-year-old girl. Militants battled U.S. forces in Ramadi, while in another insurgent stronghold, Sunnis and Shiites fought each other in Fallujah. The new government, this Fallujah asks, it's useless. It doesn't offer us anything. The most deadly attack occurs here, the Baghdad restaurant popular with Iraqi police.
Wearing an explosive vest, the bomber entered the Al Safa restaurant at lunchtime when it was full of police and local residents. He then set off his vest, killing himself and 12 others, including 3 police officers. It's the kind of horror that Iraqis want the new government somehow to end.
Iraq's new tough-talking Prime Minister, Nouri al-Maliki, pledged today to reduce fear and increase Iraqis' trust in the security forces and each other. We will put maximum force against terrorism, he told reporters. We will put an end to militias, death squads, killings, and assassination. Like other Baghdad families, the al-Shamaris are hoping for change, more electricity, and the return of Zainab's husband, a Sunni who fled after being threatened by a local gang. Zainab's mother, Nahid, is optimistic. We need to believe in the government, she says, and that will bring good results. But her grandmother, Ali, has lost hope. I watch TV and I cry, she says. Thousands have been killed, doctors, students, teachers. Why? Maliki's cabinet, experts say, has about 6 months to deliver. In a video conference with Pentagon reporters, the U.S. military's #2 in Iraq said Maliki's best weapon is the economy.
I honestly believe as this government begins work on the policy that will be required to put people to work and make use of the vast resources of Iraq, that you're going to see a decrease in violence.
Until then, the days are likely to look like today, full of chaos and carnage. Jim Masada, NBC News, Baghdad.
Now to Louisiana, the scene of a terrible shooting. It happened this Sunday inside a Baton Rouge church. When it was over, 5 people were dead and a suspect in custody. NBC's Mark Potter joins us tonight from outside that church in Baton Rouge. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening to you, John. The violent attack began in this small church behind me in this warehouse district on the north side of Baton Rouge. Police say 25-year-old Anthony Bell opened fire, killing 4 people, wounding 1 other. He then abducted his wife and their 3 children and drove away from the scene. A few hours later, police found Bell's wife in a car. She, too, had been shot to death. Bell was standing nearby unarmed and was arrested without incident. All 3 of the children are safe. Police say these killings are among the worst in the history of Baton Rouge. John?
NBC's Mark Potter in Baton Rouge. Thank you very much, Mark. It was a close race in New Orleans that went down to the wire, but when all the votes were counted, Mayor Ray Nagin was reelected. NBC's Martin Savage has that story.
Incumbent Ray Nagin received 52% of the vote, to challenger Mitch Landrieu's 48%, the narrowest margin in the city's modern history.
It's time for us to be one New Orleans. Good morning.
Once hugely popular, Nagin saw his political fortunes drown with New Orleans. He was chastised for not doing enough before and after the storm and ridiculed for his political gaffes.
This city will be chocolate at the end of the day.
Yet, there he was, back on top.
Gandhi said it best. He said, first they ignore you, Then they laugh at you. Then they fight you. And then you win. God bless you.
Landrieu admitted defeat just 2 hours after the polls closed.
We will speak with one voice. We will get behind the mayor.
Experts say Landrieu lost because voters failed to see what he would have done different. Nagin now faces fixing the largest urban disaster in modern American history.
Now that he's been reelected, he better deliver.
At an appearance today, Nagin hinted of changes to his staff and what he calls a 100-day plan. But so far, he's avoided tough decisions, like what neighborhoods should or should not rebuild. Nagin supporter Kenneth Johnson says it simply wasn't the right time to change the city's leadership.
We need to keep that mayor because he experienced the experience with us.
While at Café Du Monde, Landrieu supporters Rick and Bea Ferguson swallowed coffee, beignets, and their disappointment.
Now is the time to come together, not go off into separate pieces and fight with each other, but to come together under the mayor and attack the challenges that we face.
For Mayor Nagin, the election was no mandate, and he now faces a doubly daunting task: rebuilding a city and reuniting its people. Martin Savage, NBC News, New Orleans.
There is late word tonight from a coroner in Harlan County, Kentucky, that 3 of the 5 miners killed in Saturday's coal mine explosion may have survived the initial blast and died later of carbon monoxide poisoning. NBC's Rosalind Jordan reports.
In Harlan County, where homes cling to the sides of mountains, coal is what keeps this community alive.
It's a good living, you know, but it's dangerous.
For Harlan County, coal mining is everything. It's a way of life.
And sometimes, tragically, it's death.
For the wife and the children, they worry every day or every night that member is in that mine, wondering if they're going to come out alive.
Claudetta Ledford knows what it means to get that phone call. For her, it came 15 years ago when a large rock crushed her husband's back.
It took over a year for me to learn how to walk, stand up straight and stuff. And I hurt all the time.
So it was Jeff who picked up the phone yesterday. They said it was about his younger brother, Paul. There had been an explosion at the mine. Paul had gotten out, the only one who did. 5 other men did not.
Emotionally, he's not doing too good, but
he's burned.
He's burned on his chest, and his face is burned a little.
Wounds that fall to family and clergy to heal. Alfred Hall is a minister here. Before that, he worked underground too, and now worries about his own son.
Well, I worked in the mines. I retired from the mines, but I don't want him to.
There is one thing that everyone here in Harlan County keeps coming back to. You don't go to the mines for a job. You go there and you come back with family. And it's that extended family that will wrap its arms around its own and comfort them as investigators try to figure out what went wrong in the mountains that sustain them, but sometimes break their hearts.
All you can do is just pray and lift them up, you know, and help them the best way you can, you know.
Rosalind Jordan, NBC News, in Harlan County, Kentucky.
It was a sad moment in a usually thrilling race. A horse named Barbaro never finished the Preakness Saturday because he broke his rear leg in 3 places. NBC's Mike Taibbi reports tonight on the effort to save Barbaro.
Leaves from there. In the gate, ready for the start. And from the start, this false start. That does not bode well for the favorite here. It was a bad day for Preakness favorite Barbaro that seconds into the actual race turned disastrous.
He is out of the race and out of the Triple Crown. He appears to have injured his right rear leg.
3 fractures above and below the ankle, audible to other riders even in the thunder of the race.
You hear the crack, you know, like when you break a stick.
Today, surgery to repair the damage, even though a horse's inability to remain immobile makes survival a long shot.
Most horses that suffer this severe an injury are typically put down on the racetrack.
Those watching at the track or on TV knew that, and knew other horses had been put down after bone breaks, including the great filly Ruffian some 30 years ago. Hence the agony for the trainer and jockey and owners who guided their prize stallion to 6 straight wins, and, it seems certain, equine immortality.
Very disappointing. It's a very special horse.
A great finisher, said his win in the Kentucky Derby. Durable and fast on turf or dirt. Worth at least $50 million in the breeding pen if he completed the Triple Crown.
With some horses, just a few of them, the public's fascination is based not on the numbers on a stopwatch or the bottom line, but on admiration tinged with genuine affection.
Horses like Secretariat, playful Big Red, whose 18-pound heart was twice as big as that of other racehorses, and Ruffian, willing her way past bigger, stronger stallions. Billy Turner, the Triple Crown trainer of Seattle Slew, said Barbaro was reaching that status.
If you looked at his heart, he would have an exceptional heart also, if you did a heart scan on him.
They ran a full card today at New York's Belmont Park, where Barbaro would have completed his Triple Crown bid. In the third race, a jockey pulled his horse up when he thought he might have been injured, all part of the game. Except when it's a horse that was on the way to becoming a legend, and when the millions who thrilled to that journey watched it end just like that. Mike Taibbi, NBC News, New York.
When NBC Nightly News continues this Sunday, in-depth alligator attacks on the rise in Florida. Why are they suddenly striking much closer to home?
I feel these tingling sensations deep inside my legs.
It's a tightening feeling that keeps me from getting to sleep.
For me, it's creepy crawling. I feel like I have to get up and move just to get some relief.
My doctor said it's restless leg syndrome, or RLS. He prescribed Requip, the only RLS medication approved by the FDA. He said Requip would help relieve my RLS symptoms, even the uncontrollable leg movements that disturb my sleep. Requip helped me make peace with my legs.
Requip may cause you to fall asleep or feel very sleepy during normal activities such as driving, or to faint or feel dizzy when you stand up. Tell your doctor if you experience these problems, or if you drink alcohol or are taking medicines that make you drowsy. Side effects include nausea, drowsiness, vomiting, and dizziness. Most patients were not bothered enough to stop taking Requip. Ask your doctor if Requip can help put your RLS to rest.
If you think getting a full serving of fruits and a full serving of vegetables into a single juice is amazing, wait until you taste it. New Strawberry Banana V-Fusion Juice from V8. Don't just live, thrive.
Where does your mind go when you go to bed? Well, if you're like a lot of people, it doesn't go to sleep. It replays the day. It looks at what might happen tomorrow. And sometimes it gets tangled up in a list of to-dos and forgot-to-dos. Ask your doctor about Lunesta. It can give you and your restless mind the sleep you need. And non-narcotic Lunesta is approved for use night after night if necessary. Lunesta works quickly, so take it right before bed. Of course, do not use sleep medicines for extended periods without first talking to your doctor. Be sure you have at least 8 hours to devote to sleep before becoming active. Until you know how you'll react to Lunesta, you should not drive or operate machinery. Do not take Lunesta with alcohol. Most sleep medicines carry some risk of dependency. Side effects may include unpleasant taste, headache, drowsiness, and dizziness. For a great night's sleep, leave the rest to Lunesta. Ask your doctor.
Dateline Sunday, Charles, William, Harry.
The pressure was too great.
Their first interview together, the three princes. Dateline tonight, NBC 7/6 Central.
NBC News in depth tonight. Out of the wild. Recent alligator attacks in Florida have left many frightened people there demanding answers and action. Suddenly, the alligator threat seems to be growing. NBC's Michelle Kosinski reports tonight in depth.
They are like living dinosaurs, virtually unchanged for millions of years, and now more often sharing the same space with people. This alligator, more than 11 feet long, caught in a canal running through an urban business park in Doral. This one, near a park in Sunrise, actually killed a woman earlier this month. Another woman died in an attack along a canal near Tampa. And a woman snorkeling was bitten to death in a swimming hole in Ocala National Park. In 1 week, 3 women killed by alligators around Florida. This is the State Gator Hotline.
It's a nuisance alligator hotline. This is Annette.
Keeping trappers busier than they can remember.
There is an alligator in here right now. There's an alligator across the street.
And moving through neighborhoods.
He was just swimming around right here, and then he stayed underneath the little bridge area there.
Wildlife experts insist deadly alligator attacks are still rare in Florida. Only 17 since 1948, until last week. So what's going on?
The numbers of both gators and people are growing. We build into their habitat, so suddenly their front yard is our backyard.
And the alligators are looking for water. There's a drought in the Everglades. The water level is low. Gator holes are packed, sending others out in search of more food. They find it in backyard canals. Worse, it's mating season, making the gators more aggressive, especially the males. But getting rid of the urban gator may not be the answer. Alligators are a protected species in Florida.
And they're part of this wetland system that we live in. You know, it's like removing all the wolves or removing all the bears from Yellowstone or killing all the sharks you see in the ocean. I mean, it's like you can't make your world perfectly safe for everybody, you know.
The experts say people are the ones who need to change behaviors, stop feeding alligators, avoid them, so they'll remain as fearful of us as we are of them. Michelle Kosinski, NBC News, the Everglades.
And we'll be right back.
I'm Pete. I've had nice bosses, mean bosses, short bosses, tall bosses, she bosses, he bosses, they bosses, serious bosses, nervous bosses, and one kind of funny boss. Now I'm the boss, and my plan is to keep the boss happy.
You do what you love. We'll help you keep your investments on track. Fidelity Retirement Income Advantage. Call 1-800-FIDELITY. Smart move.
It's 30 shrimp at Red Lobster. Mix and match 2 irresistible favorites from decadent scampi, hand-breaded, shrimp pasta, or new spicy Cajun shrimp. That's 30 shrimp for $11.99. And soon, only at Red Lobster.
Here's to men, to guys who want to take longer drives with fewer pit stops. And here's to Flomax. It's approved to treat male urinary symptoms due to BPH, also called an enlarged prostate. In 1 week, Flomax may help symptoms like going often, going urgently, weak stream, frequently waking up at night to go. Ask your doctor if symptoms are from BPH, not prostate cancer. Common side effects of Flomax are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen. Upon standing, a sudden decrease in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting. So when starting Flomax, avoid situations where injury could result. To learn more, call 866-4FLOMAX. Ask your doctor. Flomax could make a difference in 1 week.
If you use those over-the-counter drops several times a day, you may have chronic dry eye due to decreased tear production without knowing it, like me. And my doctor prescribed Restasis.
With continued use, Restasis helps increase your natural ability to produce tears, which may be reduced by inflammation due to chronic dry eye. It should not be used by patients with active eye infections and has not been studied in patients with a history of herpes viral infections of the eye. The most common side effect is a burning sensation.
More of my own tears. Thanks, Restasis.
As hurricane season returns, is America truly prepared? Real answers from meteorologist C. McLaughlin, a special Scarborough Country. MSNBC Monday at 9.
My attitude is I am a 61-year young woman with diabetes. I found a better attitude when it comes to eating.
New One Touch Ultra 2 with before and after meal averages can help you see how food affects your blood sugar.
I can enjoy food again. Under control.
One touch changes everything, yeah.
The I-Team's wake-up call about a nightmare on Tennessee highways tomorrow at 6.
Now, Brian Williams will be reporting this week from Africa. He's traveling with Humanitarian and U2's Bono, who's checking on the global effort to fight AIDS and poverty. That's NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams in Africa starting tomorrow. And that's our abbreviated edition of Nightly News for this Sunday. Thanks for watching. I'm John Siegenthaler, and I'll see you next weekend, if not before.
Tonight on Dateline, Oprah Winfrey helps turn a book she says changed her life into a smash Broadway play. How did a poor kid from Mississippi